Hello everyone, it's Nick here from Nick's News and Reviews, and we're looking at Altered Beast on the Commodore Amiga, published by Activision in 1988 and based on the arcade game by Sega from round about a similar time, might have even been the same year. Now this game came out on just about everything, it converted to every computer going, and on all of them it was absolutely hopeless. Worse so on the Commodore Amiga, I think, although it wasn't too bad on the Sega Master System and what have you. Now basically in this game, a Roman centurion who has died in battle is resurrected from the dead by Zeus. I don't know why. He's ordered by Zeus to save his daughter, or that's why, who's called Athena, from a demon god called Neph in the underworld. Now to my knowledge, Zeus is the most powerful of all the gods. Why did he have to resurrect some sort of deadbeat centurion? And why did he have to resurrect him in such a poor game? The controls are poor, the graphics are blocky, they even look bad when they're still, but when they're animated they look even worse. I don't know how many frames a second we're looking at here, probably about 4. This game's an absolute disaster. What were they thinking? It's a sideward scroller beaten up, if you're a bit short-sighted and don't know, but basically by collecting a disc, which is sometimes in one of these smashed statues, you can turn into a beast man and have suddenly amazing strength. And I mean fire yellow thunderballs and stuff like that. These guys walking a bit slow, you see their back legs not really moving. It's poor. If you played the arcade, which wasn't the best of games, but it wasn't terrible either, and then bought this, you'll be absolutely devastated. Now there's a lot moving on screen at the same time, but this game seems so unfinished. It's a bit like someone who was going to run a 26-mile marathon and gave up after 20 metres and said, okay, I think that's good enough. 20 metres? That's not 26 miles, and man, it shows. It's way too short. Now you can play this game on 2 players, but convincing 2 players to play it at the same time is almost as difficult or even impossible. It's bad enough trying to convince one person to play it, and we jump up the top here. But you do punches and kicks, but you never feel completely in control of it. Fighting is a bit random. If you punch the opponents and kill them, they turn into bones, but there's too many of them and you just get your butt kicked all over the shop. The only good thing I can say about this game is that the music isn't too bad, although it's not blowing my socks off either. I don't know what that thing is, a lion or a cow or a pig or a carpet? Don't know. I wouldn't wish this game on my worst enemy. Now a few weeks back, or last week, I can't remember, we did review Pit Fighter on the Commodore Amiga. That was terrible as well, and I didn't think I'd find a game worse than that, but I think I have done. There are lots of good games on the Commodore Amiga, but it does seem to have over its fair share of terrible conversions from the arcades. I don't know if they were rushed or they just thought they'd sell anyway. Now let's just stay on this wall here and see where these baddies go, what the computer AI does. They're being animated very badly, like a really bad boy band controlled by Louis Walsh. 3 have gone off to the left. Does that mean the end? They seem to stay in packs of 3 as we attack Wasp Boy. Yeah, that's fun. I lie, this game isn't fun at all. There's 5 of them. Is it one direction? It's no direction. I don't know who these people are. I don't know why we have to fight the god Neph in the underworld, this demon. He's been resurrected from the dead. I think you should let the dead rest in peace. Certainly don't resurrect them to be in this game. Now as I said, you can have 2 players in this. I don't know how the storyline changes. Maybe Zeus thought one Roman warrior wasn't good enough, so he thought 2, brought 2 up. But in order to complete this level, or any of the levels, you do need to change into the Wolfman by unlocking the power-up in one of these, which I don't seem to be able to find. If you get to the end of level Guardian without that, it's pretty nigh on impossible. Hooray! As you can tell, I'm not a big fan of this one. It might very well come 6th in the 2 weekly roundup, but you never know, something worse might come along. But I think I might need to go to the 9th level of hell to find it. The background scroll's okay. It's nice for architects there, want to see some Greek handiwork. But if those people that want to play a computer game are out of luck. 4 frames a second at least. Yeah, so we won't be playing too much of this game. You might have spotted already I've got a cheat mode on for infinite lives. If I didn't have that on, I'd probably only last about 20 seconds, and that might be a bit more favourable than going through this mess. I already feel like I've been playing it 4 weeks, and we're barely on about 5.5 minutes. I played this game on the PlayStation 3 via the Sega collection, which is recreations of games from the Sega Mega Drive, and that wasn't too bad, that was okay. This bears no resemblance to this or the arcade game. Activision, 1988. What a bad year that would have been if you only had this game. When you was a kid, you probably only got 1 or 2 games a year because they were so expensive, maybe for Christmas or your birthday. If you got this one, you probably would have thrown the Commodore Amiga out the window, and this is really testing my love for that computer, which normally I think is pretty awesome. When you punch your opponents, they turn into bones, but it is pretty random if you're successful or not. I probably would have died 1,000,000 times already. Here comes this boy band again. So when we get to the end, there's a pretty chunky end-level boss, and we haven't turned into the Wolfman yet, I don't think. Unless it happened when I wasn't paying attention. Is this the end? It is. He's using his foam bubble bath to turn into a big giant. Then he's turning into something else. There we go. He's some sort of ogre, and is he sitting on Stegosaurus poo? I think he is. It looks, that's quite apt actually. It looks like that dung from Jurassic Park when there's something wrong with that Stegosaurus. The background's gone monochrome for some reason, and he's firing Stegosaurus poo or heads at me. Yeah, I can't do this with just this normal fella. He looks like a very slimmed down He-Man, as if he hasn't had steroids for a few decades and then been on a diet and just been eating grass. I don't think we can take much more of this. Altered Beast. Well, they should have altered the game first. As I say, music isn't too bad. If you had 2 players, they both look exactly the same, which is a little bit lazy. Let's have one more attack on this ogre, see if we can get lucky, but I don't think we can. Grosse Terrible. Very disappointing. This game could have been awesome if the animation had been a bit up to notch. I mean, Golden Axe, if they did a Golden Axe sort of like on this, they should have looked at that and then had to go at this, but I can't quite recall when Golden Axe come out on the Commodore Amiga. Might have been a similar time. Yeah. Absolutely terrible. Let's give it another go. I'm starting to lose the will to live, or already have lost the will to live. Let's punch this dung. I'm punching your dung, ogre. No, let's get out of here. Well, yes. I hoped you liked having a look at that one, but I know that you probably didn't. Thanks for watching as always. You are a martyr to the cause. Please remember to rate, comment and subscribe. Put your thoughts below of this game, especially if you like it. Yes, be brave. Well, I'm going to give you some time to recover now before the next review. You probably all need it. So yes, well done for making it to the end of the review, as short as it was. Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.